Hello everyone. Oh my god, do we need to talk about this one today? So it's Facebook. Holy Jesus Christ. I don't know if you saw the earnings, but today, Wednesday, Facebook reported earnings at 4 p.m. So, if you don't know, Facebook actually, stock ticker, FB, actually closed today up about $2 and I believe 84 cents to finish the day at $217.50. Pretty good, right? I don't really see an issue here. Facebook went up, $217, finishes at 50 cents. So what happened? Well, they reported earnings, like I said, at 4 p.m. And the stock initially went down. And how much did it go down? In the early parts, maybe 45 minutes, an hour into this, maybe like around 4:45, 5 o'clock, the stock was down around 9%. However, as of right now, which later on in the night, Facebook is currently down $44, which equals 20.23%. Holy crap. That's a number, man. Facebook has lost over $100 billion in market cap. Over $100 billion in market cap. Do you guys not know how crazy that is? Or I'm sure you guys know, but Jesus Christ, that's a big number. If you'd like me to remind you, that is the value of about McDonald's, IBM, just to name a few. Even like PayPal is somewhere around there. Just over $100 billion of market cap. So what happened? So I'm gonna read you guys the report. The Menlo Park, California-based company reported $5.12 billion in net income for the quarter. Net income, pretty good, which amounts to $1.74 a share, up from $3.89 billion or $1.32 a share in the year ago period. The bottom line beat was above analysts' average estimate of $1.71. That's great, right? Why is the stock down? Well, let's continue a little further. Profits were not what rattled investors. Well, obviously not, because they're good. Though Facebook recorded sales of $13.04 billion, a 41.9% increase from a year ago. That's a really big increase. But it was lower than analysts' estimates and previous growth rates. User growth was flat in the US and Canada and declined in Europe from the previous quarter. But the stock didn't fall off a cliff until Chief Financial Officer David Wedner disclosed that the social media giant expects the revenue growth slowdown to continue. Yikes, that's a bad one. Our total revenue growth rates will continue to decelerate, that's not a word you normally want to hear, in the second half of 2018, and we expect our revenue growth rates to decline by high single-digit percentages. Ouch. From prior quarters, sequentially in both Q3 and Q4. He said on the conference call, Weiner also said Facebook still expects expenses to grow 50 to 60% from last year. In the past, founder and chief executive Mark Zuckerberg has said the company planned to hire around 20,000 people to handle safety and security on its platforms in response to controversies such as use of Facebook to push fake news ahead of the 2016 US election. The company disclosed that its headcount has increased 47% to 30,275. So that's how many employees they have, and they added 47%. Quite a large number to their employee base. Since the year earlier period, part of that outsizing spending. As I've said on past calls, we're investing so much in security that it will significantly impact our profitability, Zuckerberg said. We're starting to see that this quarter. Even though I've said that the quarter was far from disastrous, it was decent with a few rough patches. He expects investors to continue punishing the stock in the near term. Yeah. The quarter itself had geographical soft spots and disappointed the bulls. I've said there are a lot of natural headwinds. Facebook is seeing this is going to be one quarter that puts the stock in the penalty box for a while until they can prove that advertising tailwinds and user growth are back on the right track. Facebook's numbers in Europe declined in larger part due to the European Union's General Data Protection Regulations, which went into effect during the quarter. Some analysts had speculated that GDPR might actually benefit giants such as Facebook and Alphabet because they would be able to implement the new requirements unlike smaller companies. But Zuckerberg and other executives said GDPR was the reason for Europe's slowing user count. It dropped by 3 million daily users and 1 million monthly users since the first quarter. Me personally, I don't see that as a big drop. However, it is a drop, and normally with companies and especially Facebook, you want to see it go up. We did see a decline in monthly activities in Europe, down by about 1 million people. As a result, and at the same time, it was encouraging to see the vast majority of people affirm that they'll want us contacts. Maybe my English is bad, I have no idea. Including from websites that they visit to make our ads more relevant and improve their overall product experience. Zuckerberg said on the earnings call with analysts. Chief Operating Officer Sheryl Sandberg said on the call that the GDPR has not affected the company's top line. The one saving grace for Facebook could be continued support from advertisers. Less subjective to the quarterly demands of investors, advertisers aren't seen as planning to ease back on Facebook's budgets. They're still unprecedented scale, the best ad tech in the industry, said PMX agency Facebook lead Jesse Math. His last name's Math. In the short term, Facebook is still viable. Really, this quarter and this year is focused on a long-term strategy. Everything they do is focused on making Facebook a place where users want to be. All the changes it's been making to the platform, the algorithms, the tools advertisers use are for the long term. As Facebook stock plummeted after hours, it also brought social media rivals Twitter and Snapchat parent company Snap to the party, sending both stocks down by single-digit percentages. Facebook stock has gained 23% this year as the S&P 500 index, SPX, plus 0.91%, rose 5.5%. Okay, so that was a mouthful. What does it all mean? Basically, it's not good news for Facebook. It's pretty bad news for Facebook, actually. Okay, so Facebook basically said that their revenue is up. It's up a lot. Like, it was up 41% year over year. Great number in my opinion. Fantastic. The declining users is obviously a little worrying for people. For me, I feel like people always set very high expectations, especially with FANG stocks. These stocks are normally priced to perfection, and any imperfection such as that will cause the stock to absolutely plummet, like 20%. Yikes. So that's kind of the case with Facebook here. Okay, so there's a lot happening in the near term. In the near term, this stock's probably going to take a pounding. I agree with what they said in that article. That's one thing we could definitely come to a consensus on. This stock is going to be in for some harsh turbulence right about now. Like, it's Wednesday right now. Thursday, they're going to get hit. And my God, if Amazon does not produce good numbers, it's going to drag FANG down with it. Because those companies, even though they're so vastly different, they're very closely related stock market terms. As in, obviously all these companies are very different. Facebook kind of has a moat around them, in my opinion, as they have social media. You could say other companies come in and start social media. I don't buy it. Facebook is Facebook, Instagram is Instagram, and guess what? Facebook owns Instagram. They haven't even really monetized WhatsApp yet, so if they did, they could probably make a few billion a year easily just off that. Not to mention they own, like, I believe 69 companies. Kind of a funny number, I know. It's a crazy amount. Small cap companies, they're like nothing companies, basically, like $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. Nothing for them, a lot of money for average folk like you and me, right? So they own a lot of those companies, kind of like Apple. They kind of buy out little companies. They buy out companies, have them kind of come on board, and they add it to their overall company, right? Simple. So Facebook, in my opinion, definitely has a moat around them. And when we talk a company like Amazon, Amazon does have a pretty good moat around them too. I mean, they do online shopping. Almost everyone does online shopping, but Amazon's the biggest at online shopping, and they keep expanding ever so quickly. Netflix is probably the least moat around them because they're a streaming service, and that's really all they are. I feel like a lot of companies can come in and chip away at that market cap real nice and easy. Obviously, Google is Google, so I mean, it's Google, right? Google will be fine. They reported earnings. They were absolutely fantastic. The stock is up good because of it. So yeah, honestly, what to do with Facebook? So this is interesting because I think Facebook is a good buy personally. I think this stuff is some short-term chatter for the most part. It's not chatter. It's more serious than that. So I would probably stay away from this stock for a little bit and let it, ride downhill. But I mean, Facebook right now at 217 was trading close to a 33 PE. I believe it was 32.92. I'll throw it up for you guys. But after this $100 billion plus market cap decrease, the PE will probably be somewhere around 27, 26. Might even go a little bit lower once the stock will probably tumble a little further. At 150, that was kind of the resistance point with Cambridge Analytica. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe it broke 151. I ended up buying it somewhere around there. I didn't buy the stock long term. I bought calls that I ended up selling. I should have held on to them because they sold them around the 190 mark. Kind of a dumb mistake there because Facebook obviously shot up really quick after. But oh well, live and learn, right? No one buys at the low, sells at the high all the time, so it is what it is. But yeah, right around the 151 mark, I think is where you're going to get a good buying opportunity. I don't think it's going to go any lower than that. I'll be super surprised if it does, but holy gee, Batman, Facebook is down big, and I think it's going to create a great buying opportunity. And if you're buying the stock, probably don't buy call options. I might buy a couple call options. I'm not 100% sure. But if you want to own the stock and you want to own the stock long term, that should be your train of thought for investing with this one. Do not buy it and hope to make a profit in 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year. You're probably not going to. I don't think Facebook is going to really turn around till probably the back half to first quarter of next year. You'll have to see how the other earnings come in. Until then, the stock's probably gonna hover right around 160 to 180 range. It's probably gonna be in that limbo for the next few months until the next earnings report. Then we're gonna have to gauge those earnings and see what happens. I could be totally wrong. It's just going off of my thought and what I think is gonna happen. We'll have to wait and see officially. But you know what? I look forward to it. I think it'll be fun. And guys, I want to mention one thing about Facebook is that I feel like I didn't stress it enough in that video, my video, but the current price of Facebook at 173, I think is a fantastic buying opportunity long term. I can't stress that enough. If you were to buy it at 173, I think you would still be making a great buy. If you buy it at, say, lower, that's even better. Even if you buy it a little bit higher, I think it's still a good long-term play. Facebook is not going to go anywhere. Don't even worry about it. Facebook will be fine. I can almost guarantee it. It will easily be here next year, the year after, and 10 years, 20 years from now. I think without any issue, not to mention Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and they own all the other companies, like 69 companies. They're going to do fine. If you are comfortable buying in, I would even say buy in like almost ASAP. However, my personal opinion is normally when there's this much of a sell-off, rationality goes out the window, like instantly. So when you see a massive sell-off like this, from my experience, from what I've seen in the stock market, I've been watching and investing in the stock market for quite a few years. I mean, it's going on what, 8 years or something like that. Like it's been a little while, okay? And what I've noticed is that when there is a massive sell-off like this, it normally continues a little bit, even though it shouldn't, and it's totally like almost unacceptable and ridiculous. It happens. So I'm trying to tell you guys the rock bottom price. I don't see this thing going anywhere below 150. If it does, I'll be absolutely shocked, and I'll probably eat my words like crazy on that one. However, this is a massive sell-off, and it's not warranted in my opinion. 5-10% would be fair. 20 is absolutely ridiculous. Anything more than that's a joke. It kind of is. Like, you're gonna sell off 25% of a company because their users went down by a couple million when they have like 2.2 billion users. Are you kidding me? The worst thing is their earnings might suffer a little bit, but again, it's not like they're gonna stop earning money. They're gonna continue earning money. They're gonna be fine in the long term. If you buy this stock for a 5-year play, this stock in 5 years, if we don't have a crash, probably somewhere ballparking it, minimum double your money at 350 easily. I would say easily, not even like a struggle. You would double your money, I think, probably even more. If you can double your money every 5 years, I think you'd be in a pretty good position. If you're holding this stock long term, even if you buy at 173 up 180, 160, these are all good prices for Facebook. Anywhere in this range is a good price. You might even get lucky and the stock might pop up and you might make a nice quick profit if you don't want to hold it long term. However, I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. You never know. But guys, if you want to hold this stock long term, it's a great price in my personal opinion. Again, do your own research and don't just take my word and my pretty face and agree with it. But, you know, guys, do your own research, and if you think the stock's a good buy, I think the stock's a good buy. I researched it. I like the stock. I looked into it a lot a few months ago, Cambridge Analytica. It's a good company, guys. Mark Zuckerberg's probably going to be around for a while. He's a young CEO. I mean, I'll do a full-on video on Facebook if you really want that. I'd love to. I might do it anyway. I think it's a good company. I might even make a long-term position in it. I'll probably buy call options in the tomorrow, well, I guess when you're seeing this video, today to near future, depending on how it trades. And it'll be a fun little stock to hold onto, I guess. I think I'd make a pretty deadly profit on it. So, just giving you guys some tips on Facebook. So, all in all, guys, buy the stock, hold it long term. You might get a pop and get lucky if you want to sell out quickly. Don't hold your breath on it. More than likely, the stock's probably going to drop further, and you might be in for some pain if that happens. But again, long term, you're fine. Pretty much guarantee it. Let's wait and see. Anyways, guys, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, comment down below and tell me what you thought. And tell me what you think about Facebook stock. Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Is it a hold? Do you own it? Did you sell it? What are you doing with Facebook? Are you doing something? Are you doing nothing? Are you doing anything with Facebook or another stock? Let me know down in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, what would be greatly appreciated is if you clicked the blue like button. Kind of like Facebook. Just click the like button. Maybe it'll make a pop sound. Probably won't, but it'd be cool if it did, right? And right next to that is a little red button. I don't know if you know what that button is, but I think it's the subscribe button. So hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash it real quick for me, and that would be so greatly appreciated. I would thank you, and you would be phenomenally awesome. Certified approved. You get the check mark of approval. You're fresher than Nike. Anyways, guys, until next time, see you later and have a great day.